Hey everybody, Mo here, and today I'm bringing you the first Meta Monday of the new season, the first ever competitive season, the first season with the new competitive rules, and the first ever Meta Monday after rotation. First ever LoR rotation into standard. So, because it's going to be pretty cool today. If you notice, I'm using a brand new website. The website's actually not brand new, but Runeterra.ar is down today. I think it's undergoing maintenance or something like that, so it can bring us more cool stuff. But right now it's down, so we are going to be using LoR, which is by Legna. So this website is just raw stats. Runeterra.ar usually has like deck lists and all this other stuff. It's kind of more of a like hub for LoR, whereas this is just a straight up stat website. So yeah, so we are going to be looking at the top 8 most played decks here. This shows you a couple different lists in APAC, Europe, and America. That's what the best lists are, most popular lists in each region. So this website's pretty cool too, so I'll link this website down in the description below, even though I guess I use Runeterra AR for all of my stats. I use it 99% of the time. The only time I don't use it is when it's down and I really need it, so then I go to LoR stats, this website right here. But yeah, so let's hop into it. Before we get into it, I wanted to remind you guys that 72% of the people that watch our videos aren't subscribed. So if you want to hit the subscribe button, it helps me out so much with the YouTube algorithm, like, comments, all that type of stuff. This is the #1 place for LoR competitive content. So if you're looking to get into competitive LoR, rather back into it or get into it for the first time because of the new changes, this is the place you want to be. You don't want to miss a video. I go over the meta twice a week. I post deck guides 3 to 4 to 5 times a week. I post a lot of content, all competitive entertainment based. So yeah, let's get into it. So #1 most played deck and one of the higher win rate decks is fizz Samira. Surprise, surprise. The fact that this is a like 15% player rate deck and is still boasting a 53% win rate is absolutely insane. It was much higher. I think it would be much higher, except for the fact that people are just kind of hard countering it now. So this shows you the play rate in each region. So Americas has the highest win rate. They're all about the same. It's like 0.7 difference in each region. So very accurate in what the win rate is. Sometimes you'll see a win region is like really has a much lower win rate because they're trying to counter it more. But you see here, we're doing pretty well. I think this win rate would be much higher if people weren't like literally hard targeting it. If the meta didn't just develop to beat this deck, which I think it very much has. But this is still good, like still 53.5% win rate across 15% play rate, with a whole bunch of people, trying to hard counter it. I think this deck is going to be around to stay, and I think this is also, you have to remember, with unrefined lists. Like the most played deck in Americas, we'll pull it up here. Oh, it just goes to Runeterra AR, which is down at the moment. But the most played lists are not refined, and we're actually going to go over what a refined list looks like. And I have a video coming out tomorrow on what a more refined list looks like. But this is unrefined Samira fizz is sitting at 53.5% rate. So once we get it more refined, I can't wait to see how well it does. Deck #2 is going to be Sett Karma. So Sett Karma is Ionia PNZ control. I don't think this deck is particularly good, and if you look at the stats, it's only a 51.8, almost 52% win rate. So it's like barely chugging along at barely 50%. I don't think it's a very good deck. I could be wrong. I think this deck looks kind of good when you watch people play it, because this is the type of deck where if you're a better player than your opponent, or your opponent doesn't understand how to like do things like create pressure, tax your mana, force you to use your coins before turn 10, all this stuff, if your opponent doesn't know like really how to play these nuanced scenarios in this matchup, because it's a brand new deck that we have to learn how to play into, if your opponent doesn't know how to do that, then, and you're the better player, you're usually just gonna be able to noob stomp them. So that's why when we see people like Alan stream and do really well, and Majin stream it and do really well, and Jordan has a high win rate on it, it's because they're just like insanely good players that got rank reset down into platinum. So they're playing against people that they shouldn't be playing against, with a deck that is just built to beat like noob stompers and built to beat people that give it too much time and don't know how to apply correct pressure. So I think this deck will probably go down in win rate once people kind of pick back up. Also, it's just really bad into Demacia, which, in my opinion, the best deck in the game right now is Demacia. And Demacia is extremely popular and getting more and more popular. But Yeah, I wish there was a way to see the bad matchups on here. I don't know if there's really a way to do that like you could on. That's one of the things I liked about Runeterra AR is it showed you all of the like bad matchups and stuff and good matchups. I think there's a way to see fresh stats for the whole. I don't know, but yeah. So I know it loses pretty hard to Demacia, like the Quinn Gwyn decks, the Aatrox Kane, the Aatrox Aatrox Quinn Vayne, the Misfortune Quinn, Scouts. Like it just loses to all of the Demacia decks, which definitely doesn't help it. And I think it still loses to good Scarifist players. So number 3 is Quinn Gwyn. So I put a video out on this last season. Wow, this one has a 66.7% win rate. I wish we could see the deck code, but that one is apparently doing much better than the other one. So we'll go and pop that into the client here and see what's up with that. So we're going to copy that. Yeah, so this deck, I put a video out on it last season before the patch, and I think that it's just a really solid deck. I thought it was one of the best decks last season. And you see here, it's still boasting this insane win rate, 55%. It's really good into the Kane Aatrox decks and like the Aatrox Vayne decks. Aatrox Quinn decks that are popping up, so that could be a big reason why. But it also beats, like I said, the Ionia deck and stuff. So let's see what this deck is. It's the high 66.7% win rate. Okay, let's play some Ceaseless Sentries. Interesting. Okay, so this is, yeah, the 3 Gwyn, 3 Quinn, 1 Tiana Crown Guard. This list is really, really, really interesting. Form up. Of course, you know, let's see. Yeah, that's very interesting. It plays 3 Gwyns, 3 Quinns, so no Vaynes. It plays 1 Tiana Crowd Guard, and 3 Ceaseless Entries, only 1 Quietus, and then 1 Mark of the Isles. That's pretty crazy deck. I guess we'll leave this open in case we need it for any other deck list we want to look at. But yeah, that's pretty insane deck list. So there you go. That's the highest performing deck list. It has at the 66.7% win rate, much higher than any other deck list. Granted, it has like much fewer games on it, but still impressive. Coming at number 4 is Lurk. So Lurk's pretty boring. It's just Lurk. I literally don't think any of it changed at all. I don't think a single card in Lurk got rotated out. So I think people were kind of just playing Lurk because it's a good deck and probably beat some Ionia garbage. Yeah, I don't know. It probably just beats like the Ionia garbage. It should be good into Demacia because the way Lurk is typically good into Demacia because you end up trading your like 1-drop for their 5-drop because your 1-drop gets 5 power, and it doesn't matter if your 1-drop is a 5/1 or a 5/5. It's going to be able to trade into their Kane or their Aatrox, and that's all that really matters. So yeah, pretty interesting. Not much to say about that. Next is Teemo Caitlyn. So this is on the train of countering Samira Fizz. So the idea is flash bombs do a really good job at pinging off a lot of the Samira Fizz low HP units. Because most of them only have 1 HP until you get that Shelly in play, you just start planting flash bombs and they can just never develop units before Shelly. And then if they're just waiting and then turn 5 play Shelly, you just go double Mystic Shot and immediately kill the Shelly before they have time to do anything. So that's very interesting. But you see here has a very low win rate because the deck's just not very strong. It's not very good. It's not even good at killing Samira Fizz. I played in a creator tournament on Friday to show off Glory and Navori Brawl hosted by Riot Games, and I 2-0'd my opponent. I 2-0'd Aragorn's Caitlyn Teemo deck. I brought what did I think he banned Samira Fizz, and I beat it with like Jackalowie. No, I beat it with Samira Fizz. Yeah, I beat it with Jackalowie and Samira Fizz. I'm pretty sure. So like I just don't think the deck's very good. I think it's like kind of fun, but I just don't think the deck's very good. Next is Aatrox Kane. Aatrox Kane is back. Aatrox Kane is very good. The idea is Aatrox Kane beats the Ionia decks very, very hard. And then also, Aatrox Kane, in theory, people think it's good against Samira Fizz because you play challenger units, and you can apply a decent amount of pressure. So you apply a decent amount of pressure, and then you have Kane to just like challenge away the elusive units, and then you can strike the elusive units because you have a strike spell at fast speed. You gain life thanks to, you know, your lifesteal unit. Then you gain life thanks to Aatrox. So Aatrox Kane is a fairly good deck. In my opinion, one of the best decks. What I think is the best deck is going to be the one down here that we're going to get to in a moment. So I don't know how many this is, but we're going to go all the way down to this Aatrox Vayne deck. So next we have this looks like just Deep is heavily played right now. It's pretty funny. I don't think anything changed in deep. It's not looking very good. I'm not really sure why people are playing deep, but yeah. And next is Jaceheimer PNZ. Yeah, Jaceheimer still around. I don't think anything in that deck got gutted except for like Thermojet or something. Yeah, deck is still very good. You see here is doing very well in Europe and very well in APAC. I think NA just isn't playing it very much. I guess we're playing it more than APAC is, but yeah, I think Jaceheimer is like pretty good. I know it just won a tournament, or no, it might have been, no, that was Caitlyn Jace, but we're also gonna go over 2 tournaments from this weekend. Oh, I forgot once I open up LoR, it just shows you LoR. But yeah, we are going to we're gonna look over a couple tournaments that happened this weekend, first big tournaments of the season. So yeah, Jaceheimer, nothing really changed about that. And then the last one we're gonna go over is Aatrox Vayne Runeterra Demacia. So this I think is the best deck in the game. I just played my gauntlet with this last night, got 6 wins. Look at this, look at these win rates. So it has an overall 56.7% win rate, and in APAC as a 58% win rate, and then in Europe as a 57.7% win rate, basically a 58% win rate. Like, I think NA is kind of just behind the times. I think maybe they're playing the deck incorrectly, or maybe the list is a little bit off. I know I play some amount of Quins. I actually think I'm on like 3 Quinn, or 3 Vayne, 2 Quinn, 1 Aatrox or something like that. Yeah, I think this deck is extremely strong. This is my go-to deck for ladder right now. I think it's very, very, very good. And yeah, that's where I'll sit on that. It's very good into all the Ionia decks because you just apply too much pressure. It's good into the other mid-range decks because you're just kind of big. You have big challenger. You're really good into just like every control deck, really. You should beat a lot of the aggro decks because you have a bunch of cheap units, challengers. You gain life later on with the Aatrox. Yeah, you play a lot of them. You can play blocking Badger Bear if you want to make sure you can block elusives. I think I'm playing blocking Badger Bear. I'm not too sure actually. This is my list right here that I've been playing. I don't think I'm on blocking Badger Bear. Yeah, I'm not on any blocking Badger Bear. But you have like, you know, triple fish fight, triple single combat. Where's it at? Oh, am I not on single combat either? Oh shit, I'm not on single combat either. But yeah, you can be on single combat. Like, you can run as much interaction as you want. I'm basically relying on the challenger plan because I think the challenger plan is good enough, especially against Samira Fizz when they don't play removal spells outside of the couple of heavy metals. I think just going Blinding Assault plus Darken Harp win the game against the SI Demacia decks that we were talking about, the Quinn Gwyn decks. Like, just playing Scout Challenger unit with Quick Attack is usually enough to just win the game. So yeah, I think this deck is very solid. I think you should pick this deck up if you're trying to climb. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the meta decks. There's a couple other decks that people are playing out there that didn't make it to top 8. I think the most notable is probably going to be Samira Jack. I think Samira Jack is doing really well on ladder right now. Let me check. I always like to check the leaderboards daily when it's early season to see what people are playing. Yeah, so you're playing... Oh yeah, this is another one. Samira Leona aggro. Nick has hit rank 1 with this and held it for multiple days. Kuvira hit rank 1 with it on Europe, like, very easily. I've been playing it a little bit too. I think it's really good. I have a video coming out on it this week, so if you're interested, make sure to hit the subscribe button, have bell on so you know when it goes live. But Jack Seraphine has been a deck that a lot of people have been playing, and a lot of people think it's very good. Let's see, Astral Blanc, yeah, and then Karma Sett. So, yeah, this deck seems very good. It's not really up there yet. I don't know what its win rate is. I don't really know how to navigate the site super well, or I would show you. Well, let's see here if we can find it. Samira, it's probably just not super popular, but I would think it's more. Okay, here's Jack. Oh no, that's not it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna waste a bunch of time trying to go and find it, but I just know that the Samira Leona deck is very, very, very solid, and I'm putting a video out on it this week, and I think it's very good. That would be my second go-to deck, would be Samira Leona. You have the ability to just be this aggressive hyper aggro deck. On top of that, you're able to transition into a mid-range deck if you need to, thanks to the Ravune and Daybreak package. But yeah, that's gonna be it for ladder stats. Let's look and see how these 2 tournaments went this weekend. 2 kind of bigger tournaments happened, and let's see how it goes. So, first tournament is actually the second tournament that happened, but let's see. Let's see what won this tournament. So this was the Noximus preseason, which really was the first season. So I think Noximus is planning to do stuff. That's why they call it preseason. But yeah, this is a $50 tournament for Americas, and the winner won with fizz Samira, surprise, surprise, but they're on the Broken Ball list, which we'll get to in a moment. This is the Broken Ball list, is what I'm calling it. It's the more optimized version. It's not the all-in, like, one spell, elusive combo style deck with, triple Inferno, triple Shelly, um, stuff like that. It's playing more mid-range. You see it's playing Dandy. It's playing 3 Elegant Edge. It's playing Powder. You can't see how many because my camera's covering it, but 3 Powder Pandemonium. So they're on the Broken Ball build. Next is Jace Caitlyn Control. So again, this is to beat. This is very much to target the Samira fizz decks. You have the Flash Bombs from Caitlyn to do well. You have Caustic Rift to try and do AoE to all of the Burblefish. You have just a bunch of targeting spells to kill all the Burblefish. Soul Harvest kills Samira. You're very happy with that. Quietus kills Samira. Mystical kills Samira. Like, you have a bunch of ways to try and kill Samira on 2, essentially. And then Vayne Aatrox Quinn. So, Vayne Aatrox Quinn coming in. So this is pretty close. This might be the exact list that I'm playing, actually. Oh no, because he's on Blocking Badger Bear, again, to beat the Samira fizz decks. But this is really close to the exact list I'm playing, and this deck won a tournament. So you see here, the tournament meta is very much just beat Samira fizz. You're even playing a beat the mirror match type deck, and I know because I lost to this in the mirror match in my tournament that I played it this weekend. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good. I think this is a pretty good tournament list lineup. You know why? Because if you look over here, this was the big tournament this weekend. This was a major tournament. $200 happened on Saturday. It was the first big tournament of the season, won by Broken Ball. You see here in the top 4, I made top 4. That's me. It was like 80 plus people. And let's look at these decks. So he brought Vayne Aatrox Quinn. Wow, it looks very similar. We can even pull up the 2 deck lists here right next to each other. So you see here, like 1-1-3-3, 1-1-3-3. Oh look, you can just like say flip back and forth. You see there's literally no change. The exact deck code. Okay. Let's look at Broken Ball's second list. Wow, it's Samira fizz, but it's the Broken Ball Samira fizz because he created it. Let's look here, flip back and forth. Wow, literally no changes in the deck list. Okay, let's look at Broken Ball's third deck. It's Caitlyn Jace. Okay, let's look here. Oh, there is a couple of changes here in the deck list, so it's not a complete ripperoni. So the biggest thing I see immediately is this person is on 2 Ruination, LoR Hawk. 2 Ruination. It looks like they went down a Caustic Rift, down a Soul Harvest. Oh no, down a Quietus. They went down a Quietus, down a Soul Harvest to add 2 Ruinations. And maybe just didn't play Ruination, was on 2 Quietus, 2 Soul Harvest. So literally the exact same lineup, almost card for card. There is a 2-card difference in what won the big tournament on Saturday and what won the big tournament on Sunday. Like, it's pretty crazy. Yeah. So it's very much this lineup that seems very strong because it was trying to target Samira fizz decks, and I think Samira fizz was super unoptimized and very easily targetable. Personally, people tried targeting my Samira fizz deck for the first couple rounds and it didn't work. I started the tournament 4-0. And the first 3 rounds were people trying to hard target Samira fizz, and I just smoked them 3 times in a row. It wasn't until I faced Broken Ball where he actually beat my Samira fizz 2-0. He beat it in the mirror match. It was actually very close. He just generated a direct damage card. If he didn't do that, I'd probably win that game. And assuming he doesn't top deck a fast speed direct damage spell. And then he beat it with Caitlyn Jace because Flash Bombs are pretty good. And my hand was kind of clunky. All I had was Inferno to try to carry me, and he was able to kill Inferno with a bunch of Flash Bombs in 1 turn. I drew 4 Flash Bombs in 1 turn. And yeah, it was kind of all she wrote. And he went on to win the whole thing. So the early meta was very much just counter Samira fizz, which is very fair. If you have a deck that's extremely popular and isn't really optimized, it's kind of easier and pretty difficult to play. It's really easy to just hard target it and have it win. And that's what happened. People just hard targeted Samira fizz and had it win. I personally think we should be going into a meta now that beats these like Demacia decks. I think there's going to be a tournament this weekend, $1,000 Master Runeterra tournament that I'm going to be entering as $20 entry fee, but again, the prize pool is $1,000. So I highly recommend you play in that if you're a competitive player and want to keep practicing and, building your your skills against other good players. I recommend you playing that. I'll post a link in that my Sweaty Thursday, because that's gonna be my like meta report before the weekend, telling you like what to play for, or what I'm gonna be playing for the weekend and what I expect the meta to be. I think the meta is gonna shift into this big Demacia like heavy meta where we see like Aatrox, Quinn, Vayne, or you see like Aatrox, Kayn, Quinn, Gwyn, and then like you know you can see some sort of like a Scouts deck or something like that, or really like anything, I don't know. So some sort of like Demacia mid-range deck to beat all of the Sett Karma players, and then also because to try to beat all of the Samira fizz players by just challenging their stuff and then being able to kill them. Especially if people are going into this more like into this Broken Ball build where it's less elusive OTK and more just like, oh, I'm playing big dandy, I'm playing big elegant. It's like it's trying to be more of a standard aggressive deck with just Powder Pandemonium as the top and burn. You know, they're playing not many elusives. It could be much easier to beat these style decks specifically because you only have to answer a couple of elusives. So that's what I would probably do. That's what I'm guessing is going to happen. But of course, check in Thursday for my Sweaty Thursday. So it'll give us an updated version on the meta, closer to that weekend point, to let you guys know what I'm expecting to see during the weekend and stuff like that. So yeah, that's going to be it for this Meta Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will link this LoRstats.com down in the description below, as well as I'll still link Runeterra AR because I do use Runeterra AR for all of my stats always, except for when it's down. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what decks you guys are enjoying. If your deck didn't make it on this top 8 list, you don't even see it here, let me know what deck you've been playing or what deck you think is really, really good right now in the meta, so other people can use that and climb and, you know, help each other out here in the comment section. So that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.